Familiar faces here, which is wonderful. So Frank asked me to come out and speak to you guys today. So what I did was pull some slides together, and they'll be in your handout. Now these slides are just what I think are the key things that you need to be thinking about or aware of. They're not all the nuts and bolts, but if you have questions.
So if we think about the pastures at the moment, they're transitioning from the spring through to the summer, whatever amount of pasture you've got. And there's reproductive tillers, and you've got to look after them. So one of the worst things you can do is go onto a fast rotation and be constantly grazing off those tillers and grazing the plant. If we go back to some work that was done at Number 2 Dairy in the 1980s, there was a series of rotation lengths from the calving right through to early October, and one group was put on a fast rotation about 8 days, another group on about 16-day rotation, and the last group was on a 32-day rotation, and they stayed on that. The group that was on a slower rotation produced more and had more feed at the end of the season, and that's because on a fast rotation you're reducing the reserves of the plant all the time. So the plant uses its roots reserves to grow some leaf, and then it expects to use sunlight to continue on growing. If you whack those leaves off, it hasn't put any energy back into the roots, so therefore it's coming to take what energy is left in the roots again. So it just keeps on getting whacked off.
And I just really want to cover off why we summer crop, which I think you know about, but there's actually millions of other reasons why it can be quite good. And also, you know, people have been joking around about climate change this morning, which is funny because at the moment we can often be having conversations right now about surplus being way too high, and it's just as stressful when you've got too much grass as when you haven't got enough, right? So if we start, I might just draw a graph just to show what might be happening at the moment, just for a visual, probably to help answer your question a little bit too on slowing the round down and speeding it up, because yeah, there's actually like the physiology of the plant actually helps us understand that a lot. But then that'll just segue into the summer crop thing. And also just talk around timing. So how wet is it out there now for you guys on your farms? Because about raise it, 0 leaves. Maybe that's about a 5 or 6 centimetre residual there, nice and even. Then you've got 1 leaf that'll grow, 2 leaves, 2 leaves, 2 leaves. It'll keep growing leaves for ages, but it'll only ever keep 3 alive, so the 4th one will start to die. So we don't want that because that's quality declining, that's canopy closure, that's clover not surviving, daughter tillers not surviving. On this side of the graph, I'm just going to write energy reserves, hopefully while I don't knock over all the furniture. So you can think of that as the sugars that the plant keeps in its base for regrowing. So the ryegrass keeps its reserves in the energy in the base of the plant, and that's what it'll use for regrowing. So photosynthesis captures sunlight, puts that carbon, water-soluble carbohydrates into that base, and that's what it uses. So if we've grazed at the 3-leaf stage, we've got this full battery ready for grazing, right? That's some measurement. Cool, so we're at 0 leaves. We've got a full battery pack. So the plant's going to grow leaves, and it's going to use its energy for growing. So this is what the energy does. We're on about 50% of the potential high-quality 12 ml diameter that you're going to have in your paddock. Over the next 10 days, to get to the third leaf stage, you're going to grow about another 40, it's going to keep going higher, so about another 45% of feed of 12 ml, because you're going to start dropping in quality after that. So within 10 days, and this is what grass grows grass, this is one of the reasons grass grows grass, people say that same, is that you've got 2.